Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, RUM-Gaming proudly brings to you the Big Texas Goat in the
Dragon Lord, of course.
here for today's talk show on our new weekly schedule of Wednesday evenings. Same time, different day. Just had to fluctuate because, real life affects us all, even us crazy veterans.
I like to say same shit, different toilet paper.
Or my job, it's same shit, different ticket. Let's get some light, shall we? There we go. Now I don't look like a weird color alien.
Wait, you're not an alien?
Not today. I have these LED strips now, and it's like I don't know, whatever color that white is.
Yeah.
Christmas light white. Yeah. Well, no, because it's not yellowish, but you could see it was like giving me like a weird skin color.
Yeah. Lighting is important, man. You don't ever really notice it until you find yourself with your camera on a lot.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, that's what I look like? There's no way I look like that.
I was staring at myself and I'm like, why does it look so weird? And I'm like, because I just have these LED lights on.
There's two options. It's like either, man, I must have got a lot of sun, or, God, I need to get some sun.
So yeah, so I can adjust it to red versus white, and even that just changes it a little. It's kind of funny. But anyway, so first of all, good news. I think I may have figured out why the 3D printer wasn't working. We'll find out in about 20 minutes into the stream here. Maybe get to show off a rum coin with hopefully a clear website on it. Turns out there was a protective film on the LCD screen, just like when you get a new phone. And I've been printing with it on this entire time. So
that might cause some issues.
Well, it hasn't until now. I went to go print, what was I going to print? Oh, yeah, these coins. I wanted to mass produce some coins, because I forgot that I was supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
And went to go, I printed a model that's hopefully, I deleted all the supports where the website is, that way it comes out nice and clear. And
now that you mention it, hold on, I have a 3D printer emergency happening.
Well, anyway, so I cleared off the supports where the website is, that way it'll come out nice and clear. And went to try and print it, and nothing happened. I thought, well, it's because I, just poured everything in that way to start it again. So started it again, still nothing happened. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe it's something to do with the model. So I went to go print something I know that I've printed before, still nothing. And then I thought, well, shit, maybe it's because I didn't, really clean the bed out before I poured new resin in there. I was like, maybe it's just a bunch of gunky residue on the bottom. I'm like, fine, I'll spend 30 minutes, filter out the resin, clean the whole tank again, put it all back together. And when I was cleaning it all today, I realized there was that film on the LCD screen, and I'm like, motherfucker. So hopefully that was it, and I'll be able to, I'm going to take the model, as long as this one comes out good with the clear website, I'm going to make it where it'll print 6 at a time, and I'm going to try and just pump them out back to back to back until we leave on Friday. And try and squeeze your ship in there as well.
Yeah. I gotta try and print something. I got an hour print I gotta try and get done tonight.
Why tonight?
Because it's for one of the guys I used to work with at Apex, is asking a favor. He needs a 3D printed part for, they have a service called Lux Builds. And it's essentially a more customizable service than the custom configurator. So you get assigned a dedicated representative to talk to, and we can do anything. We can even hand deliver it to your house if you want to. Right? Fully customizable, luxurious, hence the Lux name. But anyway, he had a customer. They wanted to have the LCD screen on the front of the case because they make some LCD screens.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, and so yeah, I was trying to print that for him because he needs it soon.
Well, hopefully you get it working.
Yeah,
I know you were trying to get something printed the other day. I don't know if it ever
I got
worked
it
or not.
printed. I was printing a because I have a lot of batteries for my vape 18650s.
That's right. You showed me that battery tray.
Yeah, so I printed a little battery holder for them, for all my sets of batteries, and I was having some issues with that one, but I happened to manage to make it work. But I think I just need to re-level the bed because this printer was doing good. It did like the first like 3 layers just fine,
Yeah.
and then it just unstuck from the plate and just started taking it everywhere. And
That's what mine did with the thing I still need to make for another customer of ours that I want to do on the FDM printer, not the resin printer.
yeah.
Same thing. It does like the first like 3 or 4 layers, and I'm like, all right, it's good. Go eat dinner, come back, ball of string everywhere. Like, god dang it. But also, like, that thing sat for months, and then we moved offices, and it sat for another couple of months. Like, it literally hasn't been used in probably 6 months. Like,
Right.
I definitely need to re-level it. It's been jostled around and everything. But anyway, the main talking point for tonight's show is, one of my favorite things in life besides my, family, is food.
Yes, agreed.
And for those that don't know, we're going on a trip to Dallas this weekend, both of us and our wives and kid, going to DreamHack this weekend. So we're looking at
Yeah.
places to eat in Dallas, just a lot because it's Dallas, or at least compared to here. But one thing I never get to eat anywhere is Cajun food because there's just closest I can get to Cajun food up here is Popeye's chicken. I mean, and that's not exactly Cajun food. It's perhaps some Cajun-y spices, but that's about it. I'm not getting like crawfish etouffee and whatnot here. And you're muted over there. Nope, you're still muted. What'd you do? Let's make sure I have game sounds.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
Let's make sure I have game sounds.
But
Whoa.
what I was saying was, can you hear me now?
Yep. Wait, what the
Okay,
fuck?
I don't know what happened.
Let's make sure I have game sounds.
But
Whoa.
what I was saying, if you ever
Yeah.
get a chance to make it down here, I'd be more than happy to cook you some Cajun food.
Well, the point of that is there is one place, which is ironic. It's like Oklahoma Joe's Barbecue. They make the Oklahoma Joe's like barbecue pits,
Yeah.
and they sell like crawfish etouffee. It's really good. And we went, what was it, somewhere when I went to meet Shane to give him his computers. We went to a Cajun place. And maximize your screen again.
By the way, your mic on the stream sounds like distorted. I don't know what happened.
Well, it depends. You're talking about when I had it overlapping and because I had the audio from the stream going at the same time, or now?
I mean, right now,
Mm,
super loud.
yeah. Here. That should be a little better there.
Okay.
All right. Anyway. Things like crawfish in general is hard to come by, even during like crawfish season. Because even though Oklahoma's, not really far from the coast, it's not close enough to get fresh crawfish.
Yeah.
Or fresh shrimp or fresh fish or anything like that.
Right.
And so like being that, I grew up in Victoria and Houston, like I'm used to like shrimp and fish shacks on the side of the road, like other states are used to vegetable stands on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's like I'm used to, fresh giant shrimp and, crawfish by the barrel. And then you come up here and it's just not around. So now it's like, I look at like a real Cajun restaurant's menu and I'm just like, man, I could just eat at this restaurant breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next several days and be happy.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking, between that and like, the wife, mostly the wife, I've watched almost every Hell's Kitchen and like Master Chef and stuff with her, but we watched so many different variants of cooking shows over the years and little cooking challenges and everywhere
Right.
we go, we try and go to a new restaurant. And then the fact, I've been to Germany and Hawaii and Texas and here and Michigan. I've been to northern states, southern states. Been to almost everywhere authentic except Chinese food.
Right.
And so I feel, I'm no Gordon Ramsay when it comes to my palate, but I've been around.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Like every time we like want to go out to eat with our friends, they're like, oh, what about this place? And like, I can look at the menu and I know like I'll eat almost anything on any menu.
Right.
And be happy with it as long as the price and quantity is accurate. Whereas the wife and kid, they have a much more limited things that they're willing to eat. And
Right.
it's, interesting that, because of everywhere I've been, growing up, eating Southern and eating Cajun at the same time, it kind of opens up your palate to where you're willing to eat almost anything.
Yeah.
And then, like going to Germany, where it's like, granted, the wife was there too, but everywhere we ate, she was still kind of sticking with things that are in her wheelhouse, whereas I ate anything on the plate. And then same thing like going to Hawaii, I'm eating spam and rice wrapped in seaweed breakfasts and whatnot. And
Yeah.
like, the wife wouldn't eat spam if it was, her last meal on earth.
Oh, I love spam, man.
Yeah, like every now and then I go out of my way to get a nice little can of like Vienna sausage, and if I have an excuse to eat spam, especially some nice fried spam. Ooh.
Yeah. That's the only just the other day, it was funny. It was like 3:30. I was home yesterday. Well, I was home early yesterday, but anyway, I got home. It was about 3:30. I was like, man, I'm like just abnormally hungry. So I look in the fridge. I had vacuum sealed up some spam from when I made for breakfast, a couple of days ago, and I vacuum seal it just because I know if I vacuum seal it, it can sit in there for like 3 weeks and it'll be fine.
No, I'm just laughing because I happen to mention spam and you just happen to have some.
Yeah, I've got a can. I've got a brand new can. I keep it in stock at the house. But anyway, I was making it and I was like, man, this is gonna be good, I think. So I just sliced up the rest of that spam that I had and made up like a mix of soy sauce and some sugar. Fried it up, poured that mix in there, made it like kind of candy glaze it a little bit, and I just ate that, a couple of slices of fucking spam on a plate, dude. And I was like, it's the perfect snack.
So first, welcome to the chat, Ben. Good to see you again. Glad you checked in because if you didn't know, we switched from Thursdays to Wednesdays for the talk show. But yeah, the spam thing is just funny because like I can't even tell. Honestly, I can't tell you if I've ever actually bought a can of spam. I've gotten spam everywhere. Gas station food, somebody else cooking it or something. But
Right.
any to where it's been available for me to eat, I've eaten it. But I don't think I've ever actually purchased a can of spam. But it's because, in my opinion, I wouldn't think about vacuum sealing it, even though I have a vacuum sealer. It's that kind of thing that, like, you kind of either got to eat the whole can or don't open it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really a resealable, eat later kind of product. Which is why I've always stuck with, like, Vienna sausages. I get, like, the barbecue or hot and spicy Vienna sausages every now and then because I can just eat the whole can. And I kind of get that hankering you have for potted meat, basically.
Yeah.
From a Vienna sausage. Whereas I would rather have some fried spam. But again, I wouldn't think about vacuum sealing it. I would think I need to eat this whole can. And I don't want to eat a whole can of spam. I'd probably die of sodium poisoning or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love it, man. I keep it in stock. I have like I'll have like a can of a can.
You know
of
what we need to do
spam.
then, right? We need to plan to make breakfast together Saturday morning, and you need to bring in that can of spam with you.
Okay, I'll bring the can. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll pick up a can of bacon spam on the way out.
Nah, you gotta stick it original, man. I haven't had spam in years.
Dude, I will make some fucking spam and eggs for breakfast on Saturday morning.
I'll bring like, sausage or bacon or something for everybody else. But
yeah, dude, I'm down totally.
I'll try and I'll probably just get it when I'm there. We'll pick up like a dozen eggs and some bacon. But you already have a can of spam, so you can just bring it.
Yeah.
I don't want to try and travel with a dozen eggs. What about spam jerky? I don't know.
Jerky. I might try that. I've got a jerky maker.
I mean, I'd try anything, but I just can't imagine it being better than regular jerky. Which I need to make some jerky. Dang, that's what I should have did prior to this trip.
Made some jerky?
I probably still can. If I get it out tonight. No, I'd have to get it out tonight, slice it in the morning, like before work. Marinate it during the day, and then throw it in the dehydrator tomorrow night. It's a little bit too much of a rush.
Yeah.
Dang.
What I could do, I don't know if there's a Buc-ee's on the way to Dallas for you, but I could pick up some Buc-ee's beef jerky.
Yeah, that shit's expensive.
It's good though.
I'd rather have Prasix.
Prasix?
Yeah.
Prasix. I can actually buy Prasix at HEB, like in the store.
The jerky?
Yeah.
I mean, is it gonna be the same as getting it there though?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. I like that. A Prasix makes the best like turkey bacon, in my opinion. And that's what they sell, and it's exactly like going to the counter there and getting it, dude.
What did you say, Ben? Bucky Jerry E. Pensive. No. Bucky's jerky is expensive, is what we were saying.
Oh, yeah.
Bucky's, for those of y'all that are from up north, is the world's like largest gas stations.
Yeah.
And they're all over Texas. And it's like a tourist stop. Like every time we come to Texas, we got to stop at the Bucky's along the way to Houston.
Yeah.
It's like a tradition.
But they've got, I mean, they make really, really good beef jerky. They make, pulled pork
they make
sandwiches,
good everything.
barbecue. Yeah, dude. Like their pulled pork sandwiches and their brisket sandwiches.
Kolaches,
fudge, everything. They got the cleanest bathrooms, probably cleaner than your own fucking house.
Yeah. It's pretty, in every snack you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, everything.
On a giant wall. Jerky. Yeah, they pay their employees. And it's actually pretty good pay, too.
Yeah, they don't pay anybody anything lower than like, I think it was $15 an hour. It was like their starting rate for just, anything. Their managers make, $20 an hour.
Yeah, there you go. Your wife told you it's 17.
Oh, 17 is starting, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make 17.
Yeah.
Starting pay at this gas station is the same I'm paying to bust my ass.
Yeah.
Doing things wrong over here, apparently. But anyway, back to the food discussion. Is the other side of that table, like I said, the palate being broadened, because of where I grew up and what I ate, and also, growing up poor can widen your palate as well.
Yeah.
Where, and well, I wouldn't say today's society, but the more pampered child of today, has options on their table. Like, oh, you don't like that? Well, we'll make you this. Or, the parents go shopping and they buy things for them, things for the kids. Like, this is the kids' dinner for the week. This is our dinner for the week. When I grew up, it was, no, this is what's on the table.
Yeah.
Eat it or starve.
Don't eat it. Yeah.
Like, to include being forced to eat liver and onions. Like,
oh, God.
Terrible times.
It's no good.
I mean, that's the only one that I hated and dread. I'd eat like 3 cups of ketchup with every nibble of liver and be there for like an hour and a half before I finished it. But, I mean, that's how it was, though. I mean, my mom made, good food other than the liver. But it was still, there was no options. It was eat what my mom put on the table. That's it. There was no discussion about it. And you were sitting at that table until you ate it all.
Yep.
I wouldn't give a shit if I sat there for 2 hours past my bedtime like you're eating that meal. before you go to
Yep.
bed, because I'll be goddamn if I'm told I'm the parent that's not feeding their kid.
Yep.
And, again, because of that, it makes me more willing to eat anything as an adult.
Yeah.
And versus like my wife's upbringing was always like, oh, you don't like this? I can go make you something else.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Never
no.
happened.
And we've even done that with Grace to an extent. We kind of cater our menu around Grace, or at least we used to more than now. Like obviously my kid, doesn't want to eat, what's that called? What's the different chili levels called? The fire alarm
Oh yeah,
chili.
yeah.
She doesn't want to eat like grade 10 fire alarm chili, but it doesn't mean we don't make chili. We just
Yeah.
make it level 3 or level 4.
Yeah.
Same thing with, anything. Obviously I'm not going to make my kid eat, buffalo chicken. I'll make chicken strips for her and buffalo coat ours.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to make my kid eat liver either. No offense, Mom, but
Yeah.
not gonna make her eat terrible anything that I consider normal. And liver is not a normal meal.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. No, not if I made you dinner. PB&J isn't an option. The option is what I put on the plate. Eat it or starve. And that's where I'm different. I'm like, I don't care. You can go to school and tell them I don't feed you. I'll tell them the truth. I put food on her table. She refused to eat it. Nah, fuck that. You either have the full dinner or nothing, and I'll put that in Tupperware and eat it for lunch or work tomorrow.
Yep.
Because then they start choosing that sandwich every time. Like, well, that's fine. I'll just eat peanut butter jelly every day. No, you're going to eat what I made you. But because of that, it's also interesting, like, even as we moved into adulthood, when me and the wife first started out, you ever heard of complete meals? They're made by, dang, who makes them? I don't remember.
Is it like TV dinner stuff?
No. Let's see. It's something like Walmart and, all local grocery stores. I'm trying to remember who makes them. I want to say, it's Banquet. Banquet complete meals.
Interesting. No.
Should look those up real quick.
Banquet complete meals.
So these things are honestly great for anybody that's watching that's, struggling to, have a decent meal for your family and you're tired of eating spaghetti.
I see home style
bakes. Same thing. They used to be called complete meals.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's kind of like that Viola company that makes like the, the chicken fettuccine like frozen bag that you just put in a fucking pot.
Yeah, but this is different. You actually make it. So it typically comes, so like the one that's like country chicken mashed potatoes and biscuits. So it comes with like the instant mashed potatoes in there that you just mix with like water or milk. Or this one's, it's just water. So you mix it with water, and then it has like a can of like the like pre-chunked chicken inside of like a cream of chicken soup mixture. And then it has like the mixture for biscuits that you just add water to. And so you literally like add water to the instant potatoes, mix it up, put it in the bottom of the pan, pour this can of chicken soup on top of it, and then you drop biscuits on top of it, and then put it in the oven. And then boom, you have this like homemade, fresh made, meal. And that's how they all are. But they're only $4. It's $4 and you get an entire like 11 by 7 baked dish for $4. Like, it's an amazing deal that, when you're trying to feed your family on a budget, like, this is the way to go. $4.
I might have to go get one of those and give that a shot.
They're not bad. I would eat them now, but I don't have to, so I don't.
Right.
But yeah, for these things, I mean, back in the day when we had a toddler, it was just 2 adults, 1 toddler. Yeah, $4. I'm feeding my family a meal tonight for $4. Like, you can't even do that with spaghetti nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can, because if you get like the cheap, off-brand spaghetti noodles for $1, and then like the cheap-ass can and a sauce, or sauce in a can versus a jar for $1. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could feed your family spaghetti for like 2 nights for like $4.
Yeah, I mean, if you know how to cook, you can take that, canned spaghetti sauce and season it up into something.
Yeah, but seasoning costs money
decent.
too, But
tell me any kitchen in America that doesn't have seasoning. I don't give a fuck how poor you are.
Just saying. Sometimes you ain't got those options.
Yeah.
But point is, this one, the problem with that is, then you're talking about, ideally you want to add meat in there, and with hamburger being like $4 or $5 a pound, like hell, you're paying, even if you paid say $2 for the spaghetti or the noodles and the sauce, well then you're paying $4 for the meat. So you're still at a $6 meal for spaghetti with meat sauce versus $4 for this complete meal.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I'm telling you right now, I could probably dig in my couch and pull together $6. Like,
well, yeah, I'm just saying, for the struggling family, these complete meals were amazing back in the day, because they have several options. Like, there's creamy turkey and stuffing. There's a pizza pasta one. There's a creamy chicken Alfredo. I mean, there's only like 4 or 5 or 6 of these
chicken
things.
And biscuits, country chicken.
Oh, and they even have a breakfast one too. They have a couple of breakfast ones.
Stuffing. Oh yeah, morning bake, sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
Yeah, and they got another one that's creamy turkey and stuff. Wait,
yeah.
No, that's the regular meal. Never mind.
Yeah,
it looked like the breakfast
and
one.
Stuffing.
But anyway, point being, is $6 on the I ain't got no $6 on my couch. But my couch isn't like your standard couch now. My couch doesn't hold anything. It goes on the floor. And nowadays, who the hell is losing money on their couch? Because who the hell's carrying money?
It was a figure of speech.
Now, I go find $6 probably around the house of change I've laid around over the years. That's what I mean.
But, like,
yeah.
My point being, you can get together fucking $6 for dinner.
Yeah.
That, depending on how big your family is, could potentially last 2 days.
Yeah. But still, I mean, these were an extremely viable option, because when we first moved up here, we were both, I was off and on working, the wife was working the whole time, but at the time we were both barely getting jobs that were like $9 an hour tops.
Right.
And we were trying to make a car payment, house payment, internet, phone, all the utilities, living everything on our own.
Yeah.
Combined wage of like $18 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, so those things were lifesavers. Like, hell, $4 a day feeding your family. Like, hell, there's almost nothing else you can do that with for $4. Like, you can't even feed yourself for $4 most of the time. Mm-hmm. Yet alone a 3-person family.
Yeah.
Like, shit. But it was interesting, thinking about that is like, over those years, so we've lived here for going on 10, 13 years or so now. And over those years, we've progressively increased our total, what do you call it? Not income, but is it? Yeah, income, right?
Yeah.
Like on your taxes. So our total income has steadily increased over the last 12 years. But we still don't really have a lot of extra money, despite the fact that our income's gone up and up. And it's just because most of it is because of food, which was kind of the point of our talk show tonight. Yeah. Is like in a 10-year span, we went from eating complete meals 3-4 nights a week, spaghetti in between, maybe splurge on a hamburger helper every now and then.
Yeah.
Or we used to, because we had a deep freezer, we'd go to Walmart. At least back then, it was worth it. Now, not so much, but we'd fill up on like 20 of the great value frozen pizzas and put them in the freezer for the month. And so, like, once a week, we'd cook, 3 little frozen pizzas that are like $4 a pizza. And that was great too. So, like, we'd have cheap frozen pizzas, complete meals, and spaghetti, and some hamburger helper every now and then. It was like our weekly rotation.
Yeah.
And then over the years, that just changed where, okay, well, now we don't have to buy complete meals every morning. Now we can just have hamburger helper. And now we
Right.
don't have to just have hamburger helper. Now we can have chops, chicken, and steak, and, and then that advanced even now where we used to eat out, on a rare occasion, like a couple times a month, to now we sadly eat like 1 or 2 times a week out. So like if we would have maintained the same food budget that we started with 12 years ago, I'd have like $600 more a month in spending cash.
Yeah.
But it's like, who wants to keep eating complete meals? That's the point in advancing in your life so that you can not eat complete meals and move on in your life.
Right.
And
Progress.
making Chinese food. What kind of Chinese food are you making, Ben? Because we talked about trying to do that semi-recently. We went and actually bought the lo mein noodles so we can make our own lo mein, because we wanted to simulate the lo mein that you get from the hibachi grill. Because we found these Sam's Club has these orange chicken and vegetable like microwavable bags, like steam bags, that were actually like really good. We just had nothing to put it with. And we're like, man, if we could just make our own lo mein awesome noodles that the hibachi place makes, then we could make those little steamer bags and be like, boom, Chinese food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the rice chicken bakes, that's another funny story about food. I grew up on those where you just slap like rice, water, and a can of cream and mushroom and 3 chicken breasts in a pan, put it in the oven, boom, dinner. And like, it wasn't until like a year ago that I opened the wife up to that. She had like never even heard of that, because she grew up in her family not eating rice. Like nobody really liked rice.
Oh.
And it wasn't until like a couple of years ago that I finally converted the wife over to eating rice. And so like I went a good 15 years of our marriage, like just almost never having rice unless I made like some dirty rice or something for myself.
Yeah.
And until recently, and now we have rice all the time, including we make those, chicken rice bake meals all the time. Like we started actually keeping, like we buy at Sam's Club a case of cream of mushroom and a case of cream of chicken just for making the bake meals. That is another, I call it like, one of your budget poor meals just because it's cheap, but
struggle meal.
But it's not really it's like a fancy struggle meal. Because, you're getting some nice, fluffy, perfect rice seasoned with like cream of chicken, cream of mushroom soup, and
I
nice big chicken breast.
Rice.
Yeah, I can't either. Well, it's silly, honestly. Her and her mom. Well, first of all, her dad pretty much eats nothing besides like meat and potatoes. But her mom and her mom is what started it. Her mom used to always say like, well, rice looks like maggots. So her mom never wanted to eat it. So her mom just never made it, and that's how she always described it. So it just kind of became, Crystal never wanted anything to do with it either, because that's what she was brought up thinking.
Yeah, that's weird. That's so weird.
Yeah. So, and I just kind of went with it. All right, you don't like rice, whatever. Yeah. Like, until like, I don't even know when it was, but we just like I started just slowly like getting her to try a little bit of this rice, a little bit of that rice, and now we eat rice all the time like normal people. But hey, you never explain how you make your own Chinese food. Mashed potatoes, Polish sausage, and cheese on top? What do you mean? In a wok? Swear to God, Ben. Not what I mean. Not what utensil do you use to cook it in? Like, what kind of homemade Chinese food you making? You making some homemade orange chicken with, snap peas and everything? Or what? Or not snap peas, snow peas. I'd love to know what this mashed potato Polish sausage and cheese on top is. I'm trying to imagine. You're talking about like a shepherd's pie kind of thing, or you're just talking about like making mashed potatoes, making sausage. I don't know. So many things in my head. What do you think he's talking about, Dragon?
You know, I don't know.
I'm trying to think, like when he says cheese on top, like that's the part that threw me off. Where I'm like,
Well, what I would do if somebody told me like, "Hey, I made this thing for dinner, you should make it." Well, what was it? Oh, mashed potatoes, Polish sausage with cheese on top. Okay. With that information, what I would probably do is I'd probably make mashed potatoes, put them in a
cheese on
casserole
top.
dish,
Oh,
cook up some Polish sausage, put it on top of that, cover it with cheese, pop it in the boiler on broil, and let the cheese melt, and then eat it.
okay. But as you said, one thought that crossed my mind was kind of like the chicken rice bake, where like you do some mashed potatoes, make a layer of it, and then you just kind of flop the sausage on top of that, uncooked. Put cheese on top, and then put it in the oven to cook the sausage and melt the cheese.
Well, yeah, you could probably do that too, but I don't know.
You said it's kind of like shepherd's pie.
The way that I would do it is I'd make mashed potatoes, I'd put it in the bottom of a casserole dish, I'd lay some Polish sausage in there, cover it with cheese, and then put it on broil to melt the cheese.
Let's see if I can Google this. Mashed potato and sausage bake meal. Because also, is he talking about like slicing up the sausage? Mashed potato, sausage bake.
However you cook it, the flavor profile really isn't going to change. I mean, it's mashed potatoes, sausage, and cheese.
It kind of matters. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So this is a little bit more explanation. So this is, make your mashed potatoes, and then in a bowl you put in sour cream, in a skillet, cook the sausage, mushrooms, and onions until vegetables are tender. Add some garlic. Yeah, but they're doing sliced sausage, so it's all sliced up. So they make like a, sausage saute with some mushrooms and onion. And then you put a layer of the mashed potatoes in the pan, pour that sausage mixture on, and then another layer of mashed potatoes, and then cheese.
Wow. Sounds good to me.
Somebody's our hero.
Shane.
Thank
you.
39-month hero.
Yeah.
If only he wasn't being a good husband and celebrating his wife's birthday this weekend, he might have come down and see us.
How dare he prioritize his wife over us? Does he know who we are?
Selfish people, man, I'm telling you. It's like he doesn't know who we are. I mean,
yeah, it's like he hasn't been to QuakeCon before.
I know. Maybe that's why, though.
That's true. Maybe he has been to QuakeCon. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. Fooled me once, shame on me.
Yeah, she scares me, dude. Trust me, Shane, she scares me too. You're making the right choice. If you fear for your life, you're making the right choice.
That's why you bring her to a safe place with me, your bodyguard. See, you're good. I'll hold her back. What's with adding veggies to recipes? Man, you saute some fucking onions and mushrooms down. Man, I could just eat some sliced sausage, sauteed mushrooms and onions by itself.
Oh yeah, dude. So when I was on my vegan food kick, where I was experimenting with vegan food, I had Nico. I had met Nico, and this was shortly after I had met him. But he was we worked together at Guitar Center, and so we would always bullshit at work and became friends that way. And one of these days he was like, "Hey man, you need to come over. We'll do burgers and dogs and brews." And I was like, "Hot dogs and beer? Like you're vegan? What?" And I was like, "So as I do, I was like, well, what do you mean by like sausages and beer? You're vegan. You can't eat sausage." He's like, "Oh no, well, we'll do some vegan sausage. I'll kind of show you what it's about." I was like, "Okay, I'm down with this. This is cool." And sure enough, we ate these vegan sausage, and he sauteed up some onions, and that was it, just sausage and onions, and it was delicious, and I continued to do that for a little while after that, just because it was really good.
Shoot,
I love sausage and onions.
our favorite thing is we get, like, whenever we do like fajitas or tacos or really any excuse of something to have an onion with, we do the Vidalia sweet onions and
Oh yeah,
cook those down for like 30 minutes in a mixture of like Worcestershire sauce, butter, some seasoning. Just cook them down until they're like melt in your mouth, like candied onions almost.
yeah.
We have a hard time, like, we'll, like, put a couple on the taco and then like eat one by itself. And then like go to make the next taco, eat an onion first. So we end up eating, like, me and the wife will eat like 2 large Vidalia onions just every time we make fajitas.
Yeah, I love onions, man. When I make my ribs, that's one of the things that I like to do, because I like to make my ribs in the oven. And when I make them, when I wrap the ribs up, I'll put like slices of onion and fresh garlic and some butter in there with it, just to kind of, mix in with the juices while it's cooking in the foil. And it's always good. When they come out, like when it's done cooking, you eat those onions and that garlic, and it's just magical.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Shane, because we're trying to find somebody to like split a cow with, but we're really trying to like gauge the difference in price of like buying things like Sam's Club versus buying half a cow and stock in the fridge. And sometimes like it's hard for one to beat the other, because you got the big company giving you the big savings, and like, it's not going to be the same quality of meat, but compared to the butcher shop, though, like getting that half a cow, like instead of like $5 a pound, it's like $7 a pound. Yeah, it's like, man, like, it's better meat, but I'm also, a baller on a budget kind of situation. Or, when you're talking about filling a freezer full of meat, like that's a lot. When you're talking about, 100 pounds, $2 more per pound.
Yeah,
like shit. When you're buying it, a couple pounds for the week, sure, Dang. Is that $4 a pound, like, for ground beef at the butcher shop? Because it's $4 a pound at Sam's Club.
Beef is so expensive out here right now. It sucks.
Shit, lately Sam's Club started selling ground pork in the same packs that they do the ground beef, but it's like $1 per pound cheaper. So we've been buying ground pork.
Ooh, that actually sounds shit. I'd probably prefer that over ground beef anyway. I like pork more than I like beef.
When you're making it with like, tacos and hamburger helper, it's all the fucking same.
Yeah.
And at least, compared, we used to do the honeysuckle ground turkey meat, because one, it was just a little healthier, and it was honestly cheaper at the time. Good. Yeah, it was cheaper. I mean, you do got to kind of cook it a little differently, was it? Because it dries out faster, because it doesn't have nowhere near as much fat in it. But it used to be cheaper and healthier. And then after 2020, it stopped being cheaper. Like now it's cheaper for me to buy the beef and pork. Like, and it's crazy that, ground turkey went higher than beef.
Yeah. Do you ever have the craving to like just eat like a Thanksgiving dinner, even though it's not Thanksgiving? Like just cook up some turkey, some stuffing, some green bean casserole.
Oh, so
it's like, why is the only time we can eat like stuffing, turkey, and green bean casserole at Thanksgiving? Like, why can't I cook that year round?
That's not the only time you can make green bean casserole, sir, because I make green bean casserole just for me.
Dude, I need to learn how to make good green bean casserole. So if you've got a good recipe, send it my way.
No, I don't have a good recipe. I just have lazy. Just Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, green beans, and, French fried onions. I mean, that's all you need, and some seasoning.
I fucking love it.
Some salt and pepper.
It is my favorite part of Thanksgiving is the green bean casserole.
Yeah. They realize people pay more for healthier. Ain't that the fucking truth? Like, I would eat healthy as shit if it didn't cost 2 times as much. Like, it's ridiculous how much some of the healthier stuff costs sometimes. But, so, it's your wife back there. You tell her to just play her game and mind her business, right? Telling us to straighten up and shit. Damn. Jesus. Man's trying to relax after a hard day's work. Killing me. Next thing you know, these other guys are going to do it.
She's got the time to spend points, but she won't even read the Facebook message that I sent her, you know?
It's just playing a game and harassing you. She ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. KD Gillian jumping in. Oh, look, we're going to get everybody telling us to straighten up and shit here in a minute. Just going to be a spam. Straighten up and what's the other one? Stretch and drink water. I'm going to be overhydrated and stretched out. But I am curious about this weight, so I've been looking into the buying a cow. I am curious, like, is that $4.15 no matter what cut you get? Like, is that how it works? Because I thought it still mattered depending on what you get. Because I swear when I've looked into it, it's like X amount for ground beef and then X amount for everything else. I don't know who you're handing that to. There ain't nobody behind you.
Shelby was supposed to take it and fill it with water.
She fucking left.
I'm right here. I'm trying to give you my cup. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently she's making me a different cup.
I have some, but I was looking at the local butcher shop and looking at their prices, but I haven't actually just called the person I know that sells cows to ask him. But a cow, you get variety. Well, yeah, but he just said it was $4.15 per pound, as if it didn't matter how much he was getting ground beef, how much he was getting his cuts. The farmer pays for the butcher out of... Oh, so the farmer pays for the butcher.
Two cups at my desk.
So you just buy the 935 pounds at $4.15 a pound and then just get what you get? I don't know. I definitely need to look into it. I need to finish emptying out our deep freezer though to prepare for that. So we were terrible about like... Which I meant... You know how... You used to always joke about going through our parents' pantry and fridge and finding shit that expired like 6 months ago. And you're like, dude, do you never go through your fridge?
Nope.
I do that with my own cabinets nowadays sometimes. Like, we buy things with all the intentions. Like, we're going to make this. This sounds great. And, like, what feels like 2 months later, I'll look at it and be like, this shit expired 18 months ago. Like, God, I swear we just bought this. But at least I actually do it, unlike our parents. Like, yeah, they're like, you know, this expired in the 80s? Why is this still here? You didn't even live here in the 80s and this expired in the 80s. Like, you've been carrying this with you through each move. But, yeah, that's interesting times with things expiring. But
yeah, I mean, I run into that all the time. Like I just recently cleaned out my seasoning cabinet and found shit in there from like God knows how long ago, and it's like this thing hasn't been like cleaned out in probably a decade.
What's awkward about spices and stuff is a lot of them don't have an expiration date on it because they just expect you to use it sooner.
Yeah.
You have to like shake it up, and if it turns to dust, you should probably throw it away. But back to the, you know, expanding or upgrading your food standards and food taste kind of conversation that kind of came up with some friends of ours. At the moment, we have varying levels of friends that are at the point where we are 12 years ago. You know, they're like working on complete meals. And then we got the friends that are above us that are like, hey, have you tried this Wagyu oxtail for only $54 a pound? And you're like, no. Like, so it's, and it makes me wonder, because like, yeah, I don't eat complete meals anymore, but we're not splurging on money. We're not having ribeyes every night either.
Yeah.
Not that I couldn't, but we still just try and we just try and make smarter decisions on it. And it's interesting because, kind of same thing comes into play with when we eat out. We try and eat out on a budget. We'll frequently, at each restaurant we go to in town, we have like our ways of getting like a cheaper meal at that restaurant.
Yeah.
So like at Burger King, we'll always use like the app, and we'll get like this one particular double burger because it's cheaper than all the other double burgers, and just customize it the way we want.
Yeah.
And then because their burgers are so big, we typically don't even get like sides or anything with it. Like we'll just each get a double burger there. And so we can feed like all three of us for under $30. And when we go to like Taco Bell, we can feed all of us for like $22, and so on and so on. When we do pizza, we don't order the meat lovers special at full price for $19 a pizza. Like, we go to Domino's and get like the 3-topping carry out for like $9 a pizza. So it's like, I don't need 5 toppings. 3 is fine. I'll be fine with 3 toppings. I do love meat lovers pizza, but when I can get 2 3 toppings for the price of the 1, I'm going to get the 2 3 toppings.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how our decisions go everywhere. And it makes me wonder, because I was talking about advancing from, complete meals up to where we are now. And it's like, is there ever a point in my life where I'm just going to be like, fuck it, order whatever pizza you want? like, I just can't see myself doing it because it just feels like a waste of money. And, it's the same thing.
I'm the opposite. I don't, if something is good, I don't mind paying extra for it.
That's too broad spectrum of a statement. Now, we'll say the pizza example. I'll still go. I think we talked about Hideaway and how you hadn't been there and was complaining that we didn't take you there.
Yeah.
But so like Hideaway pizza is expensive. You get a small like 12-inch round pizza and it's like $16.
I feel like that's normal to me.
Or not. No, like a paper plate. What is that, like 12 inches?
11, 12 inches, something
like that. It's like as big as a large paper plate. So it's like $16 for that. And then, like, basically, you're spending like $20 a person when you go there. It's like, yeah, when I go to Hideaway, I'm not trying to find the best, cheapest deal. I buy whatever the fuck I want. But if I'm buying fast food pizza, I'm going to save the money.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I know. Like, we'll go Little Caesars, for example, because that's probably the cheapest pizza that I can think of.
Yeah.
I probably buy the most expensive pizza they have on the menu because it's, in my opinion, the best one, and that doesn't really bother me.
Well, it depends on what you mean. Like the best pre-made one, or are you making a custom one?
The best pre-made one that they make.
So what, $13? I mean,
well, yeah, but still, like I could get the same ingredients on a pizza for less, but because it's the special type of pepperoni, I'm gonna pay that extra money because it's good.
That's different, though. You're talking like I'll spend the $2 extra and get the cup pepperoni. Yeah. Sure, I'll do that too. But I'm not going to spend $18 for that cup pepperoni.
That's fair.
And that's my difference at like Domino's, where it's like I could either get the 3-topping for $9 or the meat lovers for $18. And I'm like, no, I'll just get the 3-topping. Like, I would rather have the meat lovers, but I'm not going to pay double the price for a meat lovers pizza. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm not afraid to spend money. Like I said, we'll go to fucking Hideaway Pizza and drop $20 a pizza. We also go to like Texas Day Brazil and pay $50 a person. Yeah. I mean, hell, the trip this weekend, we're going to Buca de Beppo's and we're going to each get our own meal at a family style restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not opposed to
And,
spending money where we want to spend money.
so yeah, I wanted to ask you about Buca de Beppo because you never answered me. Do they still do the chef's table? Because I thought they got
Yes.
rid of that.
They got rid of during quarantine.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited now.
Yeah, it's already reserved, man.
Oh, that's so exciting. I can't wait. That's one of my favorite places, man.
Even though, like, a couple of years... Jesus. She all right back there?
I guess she's happy that we're going to chef's table. I don't fucking know.
But yeah, now I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I saying? She freaked out, and I just totally derailed my train of thought.
Listen, pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain, all right?
Fuck. What the hell? Buca de Beppo. I don't know. Lost it.
Yeah.
But you do that to people when you freak out. For a second, I thought you were falling because you just went. Blah. I was about to be like, "Look out!" Wait, I think she's just excited. But yeah, the point of that though is, it makes me wonder because I was having that discussion with somebody that they used to make a ton of money and they would just buy whatever the fuck they wanted, just splurge all the time, and now they're back to being on a budget and trying to adjust to being on a budget. And me and the wife talk all the time where it's like, I don't really know how much money I would have to make to not still look and act poor. Because I'm that kind of person. I will wear the shoes until holes get in them, or the soles are smooth or something. I'll wear my pants until a belt loop breaks or something. Like, I don't care how faded they get. I wear my shirts until they get too stretched out or too holy. Like, I don't care if it gets faded or has a loose string or even a little hole here and there or something. I'm like, I like that shirt. I'm gonna wear it. Like, like my whole outfit, my average going out outfit is a $20 pair of jeans, a $20 shirt, and some $60 shoes, and my like $20 hat. like my whole outfit, $150. Whereas some people spend $150 on their shoes or more. It's like, and I just can't see myself ever changing that. It's like, I feel like I'm always going to be like that. Same thing with food, where it's like, yeah, I can go and get that Meat Lover's pizza, but I'll probably always get the 3-topping pizza for the rest of my life. Like, even if I was making 6 figures a year, I'd probably still be like, I'll just get the 3-topping.
No, not me, man. If I've got money, I'm gonna spend it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I want to spend it on other things, and no matter how much I have, I look at every dollar I can save as that much more I can spend on something else.
Yeah.
And because I've like mastered that mentality, I don't know if there is a point that I would stop doing that. Like, even if I won the lottery, I would still be thinking, well, this money isn't going to last forever. And even if it did, the more I save now on that pizza is the more I can like give to Grace when I die, and her children, like I said, even if I won the dang Powerball, I'd still be wearing the same clothes, buying the same 3-topping pizza. Like, what? I know I got $1 billion in my account. What's the point? I think the only difference there is like, I would have like a $4,000 computer and a standing desk, and like my office would be pimped out. But I would leave the house in my raggedy Montero and my wore out flip flops and holy shirt. Like, what's your point? Like, on my way to pick up my $9 pizza instead of having it get delivered. I'd be the richest cheap guy on earth, man. Like, Because I look at it like all those dollars count. Eventually,
Yeah.
money doesn't last forever, no matter how much you have. Even if you win the Powerball, it's eventually going to run out. Or, again, thinking of my family, where it's like, yeah, I could splurge and do all that, but that's just money I'm taking away from Grace and my grandkids, not having to work a day in their lives, too, if I won the Powerball.
Yep.
It's like, I could be a dumbass now, or play it smart. I'm a smart dumbass.
Yeah, if such a thing exists.
Well, like I said, like our Dallas trip, yeah, we could be smart, bring our own food, because we're staying at an Airbnb. We could eat at the Airbnb every meal, every day, and save a couple $100. But I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go get me some crawfish etouffee. I'm going to go get me some chicken carbonara, family style. I'm going to buy, probably some wine or something at Buca de Beppo's. I'm going to buy some junk at the Dream Hack. I'm going to buy Bang energy drinks and snacks the entire drive down there and back up.
Yep. It's like, I've got a cubicle that I got to fucking furnish now. I'm buying shit at this convention. You bet your ass.
Like, I'll drop money on a trip like it's burning a hole in my pocket. But then when I get home, it's right back to buying that $9 pizza.
Well, that's the thing, though, right? I mean, you buy those $9 pizzas so that you can ball out when the time
that's
to
my
ball out
point,
is actually there.
That's my point that I was making earlier. We're like, I'd rather just spend it. I'm like, I'd rather not, because I'd rather ball out on a trip.
Yeah.
And like, because I've mastered that mentality, it lets me do that. It lets me, ball out when I want to ball out. Because if I just did whatever I want all the time, then I'd be like, oh no, I can only do this or I can't do that. I mean, I still had to make those choices because I'm not rich, but
yeah.
I have to say no less often because I budget everything. And food, the main point of our talk today is the major budgeting point. Like, because we eat out a lot, have to maintain a threshold, hold back on it. Otherwise, I'm gonna go broke.
Yeah.
But because of that, I mean, you learn interesting things, interesting ways to save money and find some interesting menu items that you wouldn't even normally know about, because if you just stick with the standard combos, you're like, oh, let me get this. Well, that's disappointing. There's nothing on the printer.
Well, lovely. Love it when that happens.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I literally cleaned the entire tank, filtered the resin, cleaned the platform, took off the protector on the LCD screen, and nothing.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Crap. Yeah, but I don't even know where to begin. Maybe it needs to be calibrated or something. I don't know. Jeez. Well, you might not be getting your model, and I got like one coin to give out. So
that's all right.
They bring plenty of business cards.
Yeah.
We'll bring the one coin to show everybody. This is what you could get. I can't give you this one, though, because it's the only one I got. Or we could play it off like, we already gave out all the ones that we brought with us, but we're keeping this one to show everybody. Door ajar? Was that because you heard the beep? No, that's the printer saying, ta-da, your print's done, even though there's nothing there. So it's that disappointing beep of excitement. Man, here I thought I was going to start pumping out coins tonight. But anyway, I'd like to take a quick poll from both ourselves and the audience, those that are actually actively listening.
Yeah.
Let's see what everybody's favorite two foods are. If you had to pick two favorites, because sometimes it's hard to land on one.
Let's try and make this a little less broad. Like, are you talking like food types or food items?
No, food, an item.
Okay, so like a dish.
Two
favorite dishes.
Like,
okay.
And like to make it more specific, we'll say like Like if you had a Star Trek replicator and you could just make this dish in its perfection anytime you wanted it, what would those two dishes be that you could just pop out on a replicator anytime you wanted it? So anything in the world made by any chef or any quantity or quality, what would it be?
Okay.
The steak salad, Shane? Get a Star Trek replicator.
I'm gonna have to go with number one being, and I've never had this, but I know
You've never had it.
I've never had it from this specific place, but I want to, and it's a bucket list item for me.
Okay.
So,
well, hang on. Before you say it, though, let's say we'll make it a little bit more weirder. If you were to say somebody can give you a Star Trek replicator, but it can only make two things ever for the rest of your life on that replicator, but it'll make those two things whenever you want it for free.
Easy. Okay. Well, not easy, but so my answer still doesn't change, I don't think. The first one for me would probably be a bowl of Sukemen ramen from a restaurant in New York called Momofuku.
So a bowl of ramen.
Yes.
Anytime you want it, made to perfection.
Yeah. And the second one, that would be tough.
Well, Shane, what's your second one? So you got a steak salad. You mean steak salad like a leafy salad with steak on it? Is that what you're saying? So like where you normally have like a chicken Caesar salad, you're getting a steak salad? Is that what you're saying? Oh, steak and salad. Okay.
Steak and salad. Okay.
So like a steak dinner with a side salad.
Yeah.
But what kind of steak? I mean, you got to be specific. You just say steak, they're going to give you a hamburger steak. Like, come on. You want you like
ribeye,
a porterhouse.
A5 Wagyu ribeye.
Not a side salad? Well, you mean like a full salad, not a side salad. Yeah. I meant like a salad on the side, not like the little sample side salad. Yeah, it's funny. I asked this question like I had answers prepared, but I really don't. I'd probably say something simple like crawfish etouffee. I could eat that anytime.
Oh, let's see, man. What would my number two be? You know what? I think I know what it is. It's the dry aged sous vide pork chop that I got while we were at Disney. It's the best pork chop I've ever had in my entire life.
Really? Anytime you want, and you're getting sirloin?
No, man.
Free steak made to perfection.
I'm doing an A5 Wagyu ribeye every time.
Pizza burrito.
Isn't that like a calzone or a stromboli?
No, I think you say a pizza, comma, burritos. Like that's his two things: pizza and burrito.
I mean, I guess that's broad enough of the food that you could do. What kind of burrito? What kind of pizza?
Yeah, because it's only gonna make one. It's not just any kind of pizza. You'd have to be like pepperoni pizza. But then you got to pick like where you want, like Buca di Beppo pepperoni pizza, or fire oven cooked, or what is it called? Brick oven.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Did you see that ad for the Chuck E. Cheese wedding?
No, I didn't.
That's hilarious. Man,
that's not the right one. It should be.
Yeah, but what kind of pizza, Ben? And what kind of burrito? You muted yourself again or something?
I'm talking to the. Yeah. I'm fucking so bad. So I messaged her. I was like, "Hey, can you bring me my vape juice, please?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll go get it." And she goes and she grabs my vape juice and she hands it to me, and I'm like, oh, that's the wrong one. And she was like, oh, well, I don't know where it is. And I looked down on my desk, and it was sitting right here next to my fucking hand. Damn it.
Yeah, but all right. So Ben, you don't have a particular like from where pizza or from where burrito?
I mean, yeah, and what kind of meat? You can put any kind of meat in a burrito. Is it steak burrito? Is it, fucking
Well, I think you're just talking about
barbacoa,
like
chicharron,
beef and bean. But
chicken fajita?
man, I'm trying to think of all the pizzas I had. Like if I had to pick a pizza, 'cause, gosh,
Like one pizza to rule them all?
that's a tough call.
For me, that's easy. That is the easiest question you could have asked me about food. The best pizza, the one pizza to rule them all. Easy.
I'd have to say because I really like the one I can't even think of the name of, the one from Hideaway, the Bomb. I like the Bomb pizza from Hideaway like a lot. Like I could eat it regularly.
I like margarita pizza from anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're talking about like that's the one pizza you're gonna get from the replicator, that's what you pick.
Margarita pizza? Yes.
See, I'm torn because like I really like the Bomb pizza, right? But I don't know if I'd want to waste it on my replicator choice. Like if you said
it wouldn't be my replicator choice.
No. I'm saying like if they said we're gonna give you this replica, it can only make pizza. So which pizza do you want it to make for the rest of your life?
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to think. Like, what pizza would I pick? Like, because like I like like you're talking about like the cup and curl pepperoni. Like I like a really good pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I could eat a solid pepperoni pizza all the time. And even though I love the Bomb pizza from Hideaway, I don't think if I had it every week at my disposal that I would want it all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas like pepperoni never gets old to me.
That's my thing for margarita pizza. It doesn't get old for me.
I probably stick with like what I normally get from like Domino's, that 3 topping. Like I get like pepperoni, or actually I probably get 4 toppings. I get pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, and black olives. Those 4 toppings on like a standard hand tossed crust be solid.
Yeah. So that's my answer. Bowl of ramen, and what was my number 2? Oh yeah, dry aged sous vide pork chop.
See, I love deep dish every now and then, but I don't think I'd want it on the replicator.
I really only like thin crust pizza. Genuinely.
Well, I guess it depends on which deep dish you're talking about, like Chicago style deep dish or like, Little Caesars deep dish. You got thick bread and then you got thick toppings. There's a difference. So I like a good Chicago style deep dish.
I don't like deep dish.
Which deep dish? That's what I was just asking.
Any deep dish, really.
Well, I'm saying you don't like deep toppings or deep bread?
No. I mean, think about what you're asking me, and then relate it to what my favorite pizza is. It's a margarita pizza. There's 3 ingredients: sauce, cheese, and basil. And sometimes you put garlic on it. Actually, most times you put garlic. But
so you get that as a deep topping. A lot of sauce, a lot of cheese, a lot of basil.
Fuck. No.
You said I like any kind of margarita pizza, sir.
I said margarita from anywhere.
Yeah, from a Chicago pizza restaurant.
No. No. That's not margarita pizza.
If it has those ingredients, it is. I mean,
it's thin crust. It has to be thin crust. No. Fire oven, brick oven.
See, now you're getting all specific.
Isn't that what a replicator wants?
Because now you're saying Little Caesar's margarita pizza isn't good enough for
Little
you.
Caesars, Little Caesars doesn't have margarita.
Cece's
doesn't
pizza.
Have margarita.
Yeah, they do.
Pizza. No, they don't.
They used to.
No, well, I'm telling you, they don't.
If they did at one point, you can get it on the replicator, right?
Well, I don't want it from... Okay, you want me to be specific? I'm not going to tell you where, but I'll tell you exactly how I want it made. You said it's made perfectly to my liking every time. I'm telling you how I like it. Damn it.
Burritos, though, man. There's a lot of burrito options in the world. I don't think I could pick on just one.
Ben, I
Though
agree. PC's isn't what it used to be, but their cinnamon rolls are still the top dog, dude.
yeah. Oh, where did I get a barbecue pizza recently? I want to say it's like Little Caesar or Domino's. Domino's actually has a lot of good pizza options that I like. I like their Philly
Yeah.
cheesesteak pizza.
I like their like ultimate Hawaiian. It's like a Hawaiian pizza, but they put like red peppers on it. It's delicious. Let's see, what is it called?
I still don't know what I would pick for mine. I say like crawfish or I wish I could just say etouffee in general, but it has to be
Honolulu
one.
Hawaiian, yeah.
Otherwise, though, like I want to say something like I have a lot of favorite foods, but when I limited myself to the replicator thing, like that just
really
changes
difficult.
the perspective. Like if it's just something, if you could pick anything to eat right now, I'd be like, bam, give me a plate of burnt ends from Salt Lake Barbecue.
Or Brett's.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever had Brett's,
just a mound, like 4 pounds of burnt ends on a plate.
I saw somebody make poor man's burnt ends with like hot dogs and Vienna sausage.
I saw him do it out of a, what was it like a roast or what is it called? Not a roast. Is it like really thick cut of beef? I can't remember what it's called. But
We ought to try to make like poor man's burnt ends out of Spam. I'm gonna work on that recipe and I'll share it with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on that. That's gonna be good. I'm gonna do it in the grill with the smoker attachment. Yeah.
A tray of burrito fixings to make your own. I mean, I feel like, a do-it-yourself burrito tray on the replicator, that'd be reasonable.
Yeah.
Hell, depending on the size of the replicator, we can do that for pizza.
Yeah, just to build your own pizza.
Yeah. Build your own, like, I don't know, like somehow I have all the pre-cooked toppings in little cups and I just pour them onto a pre-cooked cheese pizza or something. But, man, a breakfast burrito, though, like, there's one in town that I love a lot. I guess Ben's the only one that could go get one. But there's a Chatterbox food truck in town with like a little like Hispanic grandma running it that makes these giant chorizo, egg, cheese, and bacon burritos. But she makes her own, like, I forget what she calls it, but it's like a queso sauce. It makes it out of like what's that like white Mexican cheese called?
There's a couple of them. Caca. There's queso fresca.
I want to say it's the queso fresco. It's the stuff that like doesn't melt very easily.
That's probably queso fresca.
But I'm pretty sure she makes it out of like that. She makes her own like homemade cheese sauce to put in it.
Right.
She puts in a giant, burrito tortilla, and then she covers it in shredded cheese and cooks that shredded cheese on top of it. And it's a hefty burrito. Like, I can put down some food and that thing fills me for 2 meals. But it's $12 a burrito. It kind of hurts the pocket every time I want to go get one. Like, and that's, coming back to the whole, spend money, when it's worth it. Like, yeah, every now and then, that's my splurge right there. Like, I'm going to go buy that $12 burrito because it's like the best burrito in town.
Yeah.
But I'm not going there for breakfast every week or every day. I mean,
there's a taco truck nearby where my house and where I work, and they have they do like a lot of birria stuff. I don't know if you've seen this trend where it's the tacos that you dip in like the orange liquid.
Yeah.
So they make a birria ramen. They make birria pupusas. They make quesadilla tacos. Like, it's just, the birria ramen is amazing.
See, I feel like I'd be in trouble if I lived in Texas because I'd be going to the Stripes every day to get those breakfast tacos. Like,
my
I'd be spending $6 a day on breakfast if I lived down there.
And they make the best. They're so good.
But yeah, that's what's. It's funny because like I eat out for breakfast every morning because I'm lazy and cheap at the same time, and I have two options. I either go to McDonald's because the McDonald's in town here has a $2 bundle. You get a chicken McGriddle and a hash brown for $2.18 after tax.
Do you put cheese on your chicken McGriddle? Please tell me you do.
No, because they cost extra. I just said I'm cheap.
You Neanderthal.
Anyway, $2.18 I get breakfast. Or I go to Brahms and they have a big sausage biscuit for the same thing. It's like $1.50, so it ends up being like $1.56 or something.
Yeah.
So it's like I either eat $1.56 breakfast or a $2.18 breakfast, and like that's it. So whenever I think about getting that delicious $12 fucking breakfast burrito, I'm like, man, I could literally eat for the week for the cost of one of those burritos.
There's a little donut shop that is on the caddy corner from the entrance to our neighborhood, and they make it's just your standard little podunk donut shop. They got the one counter full of different donuts and stuff like that. But for some reason, they make a kolache breakfast sandwich where it's just eggs, bacon, cheese on, or not kolache.
I was trying to imagine like
croissant.
kolache. Like
It's just a croissant, like a fresh made croissant with bacon, eggs, and cheese, and it is the best fucking breakfast croissant I've ever had. And I don't know what's so special about this place, but it's the best.
If you want a cheap fast food breakfast that is like that, sort of, have you ever had the new Wendy's croissant biscuit?
I have not.
So they make a biscuit out of croissant material and have sausage, egg, and cheese. And their hash browns is actually seasoned potato wedges, like little mini seasoned potato wedges.
Yeah, so their potato wedges are good.
Well, I know, but you can get you can get that croissant egg or sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich and a little pack of the potato wedges for like $3.
So I saw a recipe on TikTok that I will be making next week after I go to the grocery shopping. What they did is, have you ever had musubi, like spam musubi? Like, you live in Hawaii, you know what that is. It's the spam and rice is wrapped in the seaweed. I
told you that's what I ate before.
Yeah, okay. So I saw a recipe for a breakfast spam musubi. And what they did is, instead of using rice, they bought like the frozen like pucks of hash browns. Yeah. You cook the hash browns up, and then you fry the spam, and you layer that, and then you do like some, over medium eggs, and then like another hash brown, wrap it in seaweed, and it's like a breakfast musubi. And it's like, oh, that sounds amazing.
I mean, at that point, it almost seems weird to wrap that in seaweed, but still.
Why not?
I guess.
It holds it together.
BK's breakfast, though, doesn't taste right. Well, it's not really expensive.
I don't think anything from BK tastes right. Although
I like their burgers.
I don't, but I'll say me and Shelby went to the mall just recently, and I got from the little Asian place at Katie Mills, and she got something from Burger King. And I don't know what's going on with the Burger King at the mall, but their fries were amazing. Amazing. I was like, these are some of the best fries I've had in a long time.
The best fries Burger King had was actually a healthy fry option they brought out. I can't remember what they were called, but they were a crinkle cut fry. But they were...
Okay.
What was it about? They were somehow like, I don't know, they're made in like better oil or no oil or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they were the best fast food fries I've ever had.
All right, I got a question for you. You're at Sonic. Okay, fries or tots?
Usually tater tots. I almost never get the fries there. Satis fries. That's what they were called. So
Satisfry.
they're Satis fries. Big taste, 40% less fat, 30% less calories. Like, I don't even know how the fuck they were doing that, but they tasted great.
Ben's saying tots, you say tots. Honestly, most of the time I say fries.
Yeah, because their fries are
I say
just
fries.
not anything special.
Okay, let me ask you this: Jack in the Box. You doing regular fries or you doing curly fries?
That one's kind of a hit or miss kind of thing. I like them both. I do like their regular fries, but I like their curly fries. The problem is the curly fries are sometimes like old,
Soggy.
or soggy, or yeah.
Yeah.
They're not, if they're made properly, I'd prefer the curly fries. But you have like a 50-50 shot of them not being good curly fries, so I tend to just get the regular ones more often.
That's the nice thing about Jack in the Box, though. It doesn't matter which one you get; you're gonna get a couple of the other.
Yeah, kind of same thing like
I feel
Arby's
like they
curly
do that
fries.
on purpose.
Are you asking if they taste like that? Yeah, they're basically just like Arby's curly fries.
No,
I
to
think
me, they're
Arby's are
almost
probably
exactly
better.
the same. To me, they're exactly the same.
Shelby, you didn't answer the question before our stream's over. Two foods, if you had a replicator from Star Trek that can make any foods you want for the rest of your life, but it can only make those two foods, what would you have it make? And it has to be like a dish, like specifically like the cheese pizza from Little Caesars, or, what would your two foods be that a replicator would make? Oh, you did say that one.
Yeah, she said
Yeah, but that was one
pasta.
thing. But pasta from where?
Oh, is it your dad's pastelaia or is it your uncle's pastelaia? Because if I had to choose between the two, I'm going with your uncle's every time. She's thinking. Your dad's. Okay, what's your item number 2? Pasta. It's jambalaya, but instead of rice, it's pasta. Ben. Yeah, exactly. It's jambalaya, but with pasta instead of rice. Typically it's made with like bow tie or like egg noodles.
So, speaking of that stuff, real quick, this place that we're gonna try and go to on Friday, unless you want me to wait for Sunday or something, is a Cajun restaurant, and they have a lot of things that a lot of people don't normally have. So they have blackened or fried catfish topped with your choice of shrimp or crawfish etouffee served over white rice.
Yeah, you definitely go without us. I can get Cajun food like that anywhere out here. That's everywhere.
I don't know, man. This place got it all.
Okay, you keep naming the menu and I'll tell you if I don't have it. I can get the blackened crawfish. Next.
Yeah, if you can get anything from anywhere, it doesn't mean it's going to taste the same.
What's the name of the place?
Bucky's Moonshine.
Is the name of the Cajun place?
Yeah. Or no, Bucky Moonshines. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could tell you I have Babin's. I have Orleans. I have
There's a lot of places.
like I have a lot of really there's Tad's Louisiana Cooking, which is like an upscale Cajun place. Like,
Well,
options.
That's the one I told you about. There was an upscale one that had the $55 Wagyu freaking oxtail. That's like, man.
The stuffed rice balls from H Mart is your number 2 that you would eat
From H Mart?
every day.
Not every day.
Well,
Whenever you want. Yeah.
Whenever you want. Okay. I mean, hey, that's
H Mart? What the hell is H Mart?
Yeah, so H Mart, it's a Korean supermarket.
Oh.
There's one like right by our house, and they have pre-made Korean and Asian influenced foods.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's really good.
I don't think it would. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, same thing of eating anything over and over. But the difference is if you're going to eat a steak, you might as well eat the best steak if it's going to be free.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be just steak, but it'd still just be the best steak. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with anything. Like, after a while, you'd be eating it just because it's free.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't even want this damn Wagyu steak, but by God, I'm broke. So,
Yeah. Replicator, do it up.
yeah. You'd be the only person on earth be like, Wagyu steak again? Dang it. Like, knew I shouldn't have spent that extra $5 last night. Could have had some ramen, but no. I gotta have Wagyu steak again.
Man, what a tough world we live in, you know?
Shit, nah, man. If it leaves your house, it turns into sawdust. I don't know. It was just, the whole point was just, something that, not like you eat every day for the rest of your life, because those are kind of lame ways to look at it, where there's no real food I'd want to eat every day. I don't care how good it is. But if it was just something I could be like, I'm hungry and I have this replicator that can make these two things, that's why.
That I can eat at any time and be okay with.
Or at least, saying like once a week.
Yeah.
Like, but it would be cool, like say, if you're like Ben and you have yours as pizza and you have a bunch of people over, you're like, pizza, 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 pizza. Bam!
True.
You'd have to have a fancy steak dinner.
You could also be that awesome friend that's like, you got 15 people coming over. It's like, oh, Wagyu steak for you, and Wagyu steak for you, and Wagyu. Just the Oprah of Wagyu steak.
Yeah. Shit, you'd make all kinds of friends. So there's your answer. You can't sell it, but you can have people over for dinner.
Look under your chairs. It's Wagyu steak.
But then it makes you wonder, like, so how would that work? How would it work in, like, the family dynamic? Like, if you get married, do you have to get rid of one of the replicators? Is like one per household?
No, you just have to get 2 replicators, and that replicator can do what she wants.
I don't know. I feel like you should be stuck with one per household.
Okay, well, you'll just have to give up one of your meals, and you get one, and she gets the other.
But what if you couldn't? What if you can only keep one of the other that's already set?
Well, okay, you might as well.
You gonna rock paper scissors for it?
No, you find somebody that likes the same stuff that you do.
That's the new dating app.
Yeah.
Replicator matchups.
Yeah.
You like mashed potatoes. He likes steak. You're made for each other.
Yeah. It'll be the new horoscope, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's built. Well, God, that'd be an interesting selling point. It's built in the house. This house comes with 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and the replicator is set for strawberry shortcake and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You're like, the fuck? Now let's go look at that other house. And that increases the value. Like, well, this one does Maine lobster tails and Wagyu ribeyes. Therefore, the cost of this house is $20,000 more than the PB&J house down the street.
Okay, but when you move, could you take your replicator with you? Or does it have to stay
he's saying
where
like it's
is?
built into the house, like it's there. That'd be an interesting.
That would be more accurate than horoscopes, to be honest. Yeah, no shit, dude. I'd rather know your food preferences than what your fucking star was brightest when you were born.
Yeah. Like, makes tofu and salad. Next. Swipe left or whatever the no option is on those things. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be a crazy world if we had replicators one day. Maybe one day.
I mean, I'd just love to get to the point where they are in like Star Trek, where it's like, oh, well, human race doesn't use money. We're past that now. We've evolved past that. Like, material needs are not a fucking thing anymore. Like, everybody, if you want something, you just go get it. People work because,
I just can't.
It's good for the humanity, not because, not for personal gain or money.
I just don't know how that would ever work out. Because with that type of society, you have to eliminate greed.
Yeah.
And I just can't see that ever going away. I don't know. But that's a topic we can have on our next stream. As for
Yep.
now, this is going to end our stream for this week, and we'll be back next Wednesday with a new round of topics. And like always, you can submit your topic request for us to discuss. Either message us or email us, whichever social media or messaging platform you prefer. If you're friends with us, you can always call or text me, or leave a note at my desk if you work with me, like Ben. But until then, though, like I said, we're going to be at DreamHack this weekend in Dallas. If anybody happens to live near Dallas or going there as well, hit us up on Discord or something. We can meet up.
Yeah.
And as always, this is all of this, everything we do is for our nonprofit organization for veterans. We give away 3D prints and with the long-term aspirations of giving away gaming computers. So, anything that y'all can do to help that, or know any veterans that, want to get free stuff, send them our way. And if you want to help, reach out to us. We have lots of ways that anybody can help. Until then, if there's anything else with you, Dragon?
Nope, that's all I have for me.
All
Covered
right.
all the points there.
And we will either see y'all this weekend or see you next Wednesday.
Yep.
Until then, have a good night.
Have a good night.